What's up YouTube, Ultratron here, back for another video, and today I want to show off some custom cases that I got off eBay. These are MCU cases, as you can see. It's for all three phases. Phase 3 is split up into two cases because Phase 3 is almost double the size of Phase 1 and 2, so that's understandable. So you might recognize the design of these as being similar to some of the Criterion collections. And the reason for that's because if you've been paying attention to like some of kind of the custom Blu-ray collections or cover scene, you've probably seen this guy's work, or their work I should say. I don't know if it's a male or female or non-binary or whatever, but they did these Godzilla sets of all the Godzilla eras: Heisei, Showa, Millennium, and even the Reiwa era. And they also just put up one for Godzilla the series and Godzilla 98, so you can have all the Godzilla movies together in one consistent format. So that's really cool. I only have the MonsterVerse one. I do want to get some of the others, but I need to actually get the movies first. So, but you know, it's just these thick cases where you can get all the movies in there, of course. You see this one has the Godzilla, Kong vs. Skull Island, and the monsters, and even has a spot for Godzilla vs. Kong for whenever that comes out. So that's really cool. And when I saw that he put these MCU ones, I was like, I have to have these. If you know me, you know I really appreciate saving space, and these four cases together take up about half the space that having just all the MCU movies on their own would take. So I'm saving a lot of space thanks to these. And they're also just really cool design-wise. So here's Phase 1. See, instead of the Criterion collection, it says the Marvel collection. There's the spine, has the phases, has M. There's the back. One thing I think is really cool is he has all the little symbols down here, which is very similar to the Godzilla cases, which is of course kind of like the Toho logos they would put on their movies. So this is Phase 1. So disc 1 to 3 hold up, well, not disc, case 1 to 3 hold up to 6 discs, and then the fourth case holds up 5 discs, which we're going to talk about when we get there. So here we go. There's all the movies inside. They all fit perfectly fine. Now, one thing I will say is, specifically with these flaps, sometimes the tab in the center that holds the disc in can be a bit of a tight fit. So if you have that problem, I would recommend, you know, sanding down a little bit. I haven't had to do that with these, but I did have to do that with the Godzilla set I have. I don't know if you can see, there's a little bit of scratching around the edge because I had to sand the tab on the sides a little bit to get this to fit a little bit properly, a little bit more properly. But I haven't had any issues with these. These have been going on perfectly fine. Maybe a little tight, but not as bad as the Godzilla one was. It'll just fit in just fine. We got Phase 2. Something someone on a Discord server I'm on pointed out, which I thought was really cool, is that on the last three, they're one of the main three Avengers is kind of put at the front and center. So here we have Cap, this one we have Iron Man, this one we have Thor at the center. While with the first one, no one's really quite at the center. It's kind of, you know, just everybody circling around the center of the cover. So I thought that was a really cool design choice. There you go. I already looked that over. So here's, well, let's look at the inside, just because. Okay, here's another problem I need to address. So when it comes to these squared off flaps, an issue that can sometimes happen is that the edge of the flap can sometimes go under the disc, as you can see there. That's kind of concerning. So what I would recommend you do is just shave off the plastic here so that it doesn't go underneath the disc. I actually did that with the Godzilla one. As you can see, carved out the plastic, so there are no issues for whenever we get the last disc. So would recommend doing that. I'll probably do that after the, let me see if the disc was messed up at all. No, it's fine. So just be a little bit careful when you're opening these up to not just like just rip them open, because you might risk damaging the disc if the edge gets caught underneath. One thing that's cool about the fact that, you know, Disney doesn't really put art on their discs is that they all look pretty consistent. Obviously, you saw the Incredible Hulk one, since it's a Universal release, doesn't really match, but all the other MCU movies, they do, you know, they're very consistent, so it kind of gives it more of that professional feel to them. And here's the first part of Phase 3. We got a concept art version of Cull Obsidian rather than the final design, so that's kind of funny, but no worries. So, then again, Spider-Man, it's a Sony thing, so it's not going to have the same sort of style where you just kind of have this blank Blu-ray case or disc. Then we have Phase 3, Part 2. Now, this is the one where I'm going to talk about a little bit of a concern that some of you might have. So, 5 movies, right? You know, it's the 5 remaining MCU movies. The only problem with this is that if you have the Endgame Blu-ray, you know it comes with a bonus disc. So having a 5-disc case isn't going to fit that bonus disc because it's just filling up with the 5 movies. So you won't have a place to put that on here. Now, to be fair, you also don't have a place to put the DVDs because a lot of those Blu-rays came with DVDs. That doesn't bother me as much, and I figure it's probably not going to bother most people as much because, you know, we don't really use DVDs that often. Just kind of a nice thing to have. But the bonus disc, I can't get rid of the bonus disc. So I did have to customize this a little bit, and I got a spare double-sided flap that I had lying around and swapped the single-sided flap that was here so that now I have a space to have the bonus disc. So now they're all together. This came from the Amazing Spider-Man Blu-ray, the original Amazing Spider-Man Blu-ray, which had this. I didn't need that anymore because I got the limited edition set that came with the 2 Amazing Spider-Man films. So I was able to use that. It doesn't tab in like these do. Like these lock in. It's not that big of a deal though. And also, if you just look under here, you'll see the framework is just different. See, this one has a solid plastic going between the discs. Oh, you can see me right there. Look at that. Hello. And on this side, we have the gaps, so you can actually see the backside of the disc through there. So it's different, but it's fine. You don't really notice it if you just have the discs on there. So it's nothing too offensive, I think. I think it works. It's just a shame that you have to do that. I don't think you can just buy the flaps anywhere. I think you're probably gonna have to either buy a Blu-ray case that has one of these flaps, or just buy another 6-disc case, because a 6-disc case would be the same size as this. Specifically, I think this is 25 millimeters. I'm not 100% sure. I don't remember exactly. But you're probably gonna have to do that if you want to have the bonus disc. I know some people won't really care to have the bonus discs, but I personally do. So here they all are together, and that just looks really nice. And then just for comparison, here's the Godzilla one. Now, these are a little bit unnecessarily thick, to be fair, because they do make 6 discs. I cannot speak English, Jesus. They do make cases that carry up 6 discs that are slimmer than this. This is a custom Toy Story collection I did, and you can see how much slimmer that is, and this does carry up to 6 discs. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and then we got the 6th one right there. So it can be done, but it's fine. It's not that big of a deal. It's still saving a lot of space, so I'm not going to complain about that. I do wonder why they chose to have Avengers Assemble rather than just Avengers or Marvel or MCU or something. I know Avengers Assemble is what the first movie was called in like the UK or whatever, but I'm pretty sure the creator is American, so I don't know what's going on there. Not that big of a deal. I'm fine with it. It's just an interesting creative choice. But there you go. Do I recommend these? The problem is they are expensive. I had to pay, I think it was like $70 for all 4 of these together. The seller is very cooperative. You know, if you message them, they'll respond in fairly fast amount of time. And initially I was trying to just get the covers, like, you know, the insert covers, and then, you know, just buy the cases on my own. But the way the money added up, it basically was the same. I wouldn't have been really saving much money by just, you know, getting the covers and then buying the cases separately. It would have basically been the same price. But if you can get lucky and get some of these cases for really cheap, then maybe it will be worth it to ask him or ask them to send you just the sleeves. But yeah, that's pretty much it. If you're willing to spend the money, I do recommend them. They're really nice. They're really well made. And you know, it's just a cool way to have all your MC movies together while saving space. I assume once Phase 4 is over, they'll probably make another set. Although they have started to make some other sets, like they did a WandaVision set, and they did a case. What am I saying? And they also did a Black Widow case. So maybe we won't see a Phase 4. I guess it depends if they're still around by then. But yeah, I'd recommend these. I'll post a link in the description to the seller. And yeah, that's about it. Thanks for watching.